Right. Hi. What's going on, Brandon? How you doing, my man? All right. So listen, man. New to the channel, man. Please, by all means, hit that thumbs up button. It's been a minute, y'all, but I'm back like some new crack. All right. I've been running around trying to get this thing set up so I can go over the road, do this over the road trucking thing. Because for individuals that was with me for as long as you have, know that I had my CDL license back. I got my CDL license back in 2015. I just been having this endorsement and haven't been doing anything with it. So the year of 2021, man, I'm trying to make change for myself, and I was messing around with a couple of trucking companies, trying to make something happen and doing all this stuff and all drug tests and all that, and going to all types of stuff, man, and trying to make something happen. So that's where I've been, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted, or you guys, you'll see the background and understand that I got my face in a new place. So, um, all right, so appreciate you guys for being here, and what's going on, Deshaun? Deshaun is up in it. Um, all right, so people, I'm gonna just break some stuff down to you, man, like this. Uh, since the uh, since the inauguration and everything and all that, I have a different outlook on trying to educate Black folks. There are people that get mad, there are people that get frustrated, and there are people that get disappointed. I'm just disappointed at something that I've been doing all my life. And not only am I disappointed because this is something that I've been doing all my life, it gets real. It gets real asinine to constantly be talking to people who try to sound like they have intellect and they really don't have intellect about a topic, and they just be trying to sound like I don't understand what you're saying. And when you understand something, you it's such a it's core. When you understand, understanding is at your core. Understanding is not on the outside. When you understand something, it flows, and then not only when you understand something, it flows deep down within inside of you. You're able to now take that narrative and jump it to other things. This is why I come up with the stuff that I come up with. Um, because I do that. Intellect jump. If we're gonna call it that. What's going on, Shay Money? Shay Money is that I'm up in it. What's going on? Appreciate those thumbs up for those that are here, by the way. Thank you so much. So, like I said, um, with me, it's a certain level of disappointment. So because of that, it helped. Um, I realized how I gotta adjust how I got to take precautions for the next steps in my life on how I gurgitate uh my equip my how I gurgitate my lessons. All right, so all right, so I want to talk to you guys about the minimum wage being waged going up to $15, and I need to help y'all understand as a business person what exactly just what exactly that means. Um, so let's break it down like this. There are businesses that can't afford $15 an hour minimum wage. They can't afford it. So here's what y'all got to understand. There are people that have jobs of social studies. There are people that study. what happens when you are riding on a subway train and the air conditioning system break, and they study how people react. There are people that understands and study just what happens when, if I can give you an example, back in the day, I remember I was with, I had my money at Carteret Savings and Loans. They had a location on Bloomfield Avenue in Bloomfield, New Jersey. And Carteret Savings and Loans was my bank. And I remember when I was going into the military, I went to Carteret Savings and Loan, and I told them that I have to close my money. I have to take all my money out of the bank. And I'm doing this because I'm going into the military. And Carteret Savings and Loan said, well, you're in luck. There's this new device that came out, and it's called an automated teller card, the ATM debit card. And I just said, bullcrap, this is not possible. They said, any place that has the Cirrus or Nice logo on the back, you can get money out of them. I said, so let me understand you let me understand you correct. When I go down to Texas, I'll be able to get money out of my bank account. They said, yeah. I said, bullcrap. Lo and behold, people, I remember in 1989 when I got to Texas and I went to a automated teller machine and I took money out and I called my mom like I struck gold. Now, let me explain to you why the Democrats want to raise the minimum wage. And Deshaun is already on it. So I'm going to read to you what Deshaun said, and then I'm going to piggyback off of that because Deshaun is definitely there already. Deshaun said small businesses will be hurt the most by the wage increase. Most employees can't maintain what they have, $15 minimum wage, once a $15 minimum wage have been implemented. They won't. So the crazy thing about what I said when I opened is black people disappointed me by voting for Democrats. And what disappointed me was the fact that there was screams of Donald Trump being racist. And it's just black people are under the impression that being a racist is the worst thing in the world. Here's a man that gave us the lowest unemployment in my lifetime, and he got no credit for that amongst black people. All right. So now a Democrat gets into office, and black folks is really giving in or buying into the fact that he's raising minimum wage when Deshaun obviously gets it and says, this isn't a good thing. I agree. It's not a good thing. But when you don't know no better, you would assume it's a good thing. So let me read Deshaun's comment again. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at it from my phone, and then I'm gonna give my take on it. Deshaun says most employees can't maintain what they have if the $15 minimum wage is implemented. He also says small businesses will be hurt the most from the wage increase. And Shay acknowledges by saying, hey, that's real talk. He also very well said. Deshaun also says, Shay Money, not sure if Biden knows how economics and how the economy works. Yeah, people, black folks don't know no better. And so this is why they think this is going to be a good thing. They don't know no better. I mean, do I say here we go again? Here we go again. So if I told you that it is the Democrats' perspective to create a socialist society, would you understand that if I told you that raising the minimum wage is yet pushing us to a socialist society? Would it be doing that? Well, of course it would. People, if you understand what a socialist society means, it is a society that is 100% dependent on its government. The government wants total control of the people. How do you further give total control? How do you further give control of the government? How do the government get control of its people? By creating a situation where there are no jobs. You raise the minimum wage, it's not gonna have the effect that people think it's gonna have. When you raise the minimum wage, jobs are gonna close down. Businesses are gonna shut down. That's what's gonna happen. We're about to choke Social Security. What's going on, 7? We're about to choke Social Security. We're about to send our economy, set it back 20, 25, 30 years. That's what's about to happen. You heard it here first. But individuals don't understand that. Individuals don't get that. Individuals think that this Democrat is somewhat of a savior. I disagree with that 1,000,000%. Give me a second. It's the same thing that happened before. Deja vu on a beef stew crew. People, I'm gonna say this. Go left for a second. I'm gonna say this. Um, Check this out. Um, a lot of blacks are under the impression that President Barack Obama was a president for the black people. Um, Only the dummies think this. Only the dumb and the ignorant think this. Only the dumb and the ignorant think this. Only the dumb and the ignorant that don't anything about politics think this. And I've learned not to even get into conversations with dumb people no more. I learned that last year when I decided to change the name of this channel to the Hated One. But I need y'all to follow me. People, if I'm throwing a pizza party, that doesn't mean bring a birthday cake. If I'm throwing a pizza party, that means we're having pizza. Okay? If I'm having a birthday party, that means you don't bring pizza. We're having a birthday cake. Okay? It goes. It really is simple science. Remember what I just said. It's simple science. Here's some more simple science for you. When you think that a black man joining a Democratic Party, he's going to do something for black people, what you need to do is stop thinking. You need to stop thinking. And because you are one of those individuals that want to be dumb and say that was the Democrats of before. That ain't the Democrats now. People, I'm going to help you understand something that used to happen back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. When the United States used to sit down at the table at the United Nations on 44th Street in New York City, the United Nations, all the nations would get together. And do you know the number one thing as to the reason as to why the United States had no clout? Do you know why? Do you know the number one reason why the United States had no clout when they sat down at the table? You know why? Not that we wasn't a superpower, not that, we put foots up in you. We didn't have no clout because of the way the United States treated black people. You see, when our presidents used to sit at the table, the rebuttal that they used to get was, "Why should I take anything from you? You look at the way you treat your black people." So they got down at the table and then they got with Malcolm and all that, and they said, "We got to show everybody on the outside we're giving y'all rights." So then black people start thinking that there was change under the perspective of um, white people is now acknowledging the bad that they are doing to us. Okay. So I just want to be clear. How many times did you walk up to a pit bull and say, "Oh, that's a cute dog"? Or did you walk up to that pit bull with some skepticism? Because you would walk up to a poodle. A poodle can be giving you everything it got. You'd be like, "Oh, that's a cute little dog." "Oh, look at that cute little dog." A pit bull does the same thing. A pit bull will do the same thing. You will not say nothing cute. You will say, "Hey man, get your damn dog. Hey man, blah 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 blah." So that's what happens. Why we got the rights that we got. So what the Democrats did was, instead of being open with bringing black people to their demise, they switched methods. And they bringing us to our demise by saying, "Women, you are great, black women. Black men, you are trash." And they're doing this by all these welfare programs and how black women are the super minority. And that's why they get to go to college for free. And although black women get this, and you get even more when you have a child. And the black man, we get nothing. All these laws were put in place by Democrats. But you got black folks, these dummies, that are walking around thinking, "Oh, it ain't like it was before. No, they ain't the same. Oh, I can see what you're saying back in the day." No, they will always cater to black women, and they will always give black men both of these. And women, our women knows this. This is why the second we have issues, they take us down in front of the white man. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. So if you think that the Democratic Party will change if a black person is the head of it, then you need to please stop thinking. It doesn't work like that. Nowhere does it work like that. If you want to understand the perspective of where your beloved Democrats is trying to take you, you need to start listening to hearings. Because if you could explain to me why they're giving money to other countries and ain't giving the American people nothing, then that'd be something to talk about. But dumb out of convenience seems to be the way to go. Oh well. Yeah. Dumb out of convenience. So where exactly, why exactly, why exactly uh, do the Democrats want to now raise the minimum wage to $15? Come on. How did that get like that? All right. So why um, are the Democrats um, uh, giving minimum wage? Why are they doing this? Um, um, because what I just said is that they haven't changed. I said the Democrats are the same then, and I said that they are the same as they were now. Now, so let me help you understand. If somebody asked, "Hey man, could I borrow your car?" and I said no, and they said, "Could I borrow your car?" and I said no, 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 100 times, and then the one time I donate them to use my car, the person that I donate to use the car to should be spectacle, should be suspicious. And what I'm saying in clear and just clear and simple English, that when the Democrats give you something, as Mrs. Carol Swain, that beautiful woman of color, explained to us um, with her video, when the Democrats give you something, there's an agenda of destruction behind it. Not a, excuse me, not an agenda for help. There's an agenda for destruction. They want to bring black men primarily to his destruction. Now, I'm just talking. Yeah, yeah, I know, I get it. I'm just talking. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. So let me break something down to you. Now, what I just said is, if someone asks to borrow my car 100 times and I say no 100 times, then the one time I volunteer for them to borrow, let them use my car, and they don't ask, that person should be suspicious. But you can't get black folks to understand this raising of the minimum wage. Can't get them to understand that. So let me help you understand something. And I want to be clear, I'm going to be laughing at people when minimum wage shoot up and I see individuals on thing with their baby. I can't feed my baby. I'm going to be laughing. Telling you now, I'm laughing. I'm going in. The first video that I see of an individual complaining about how they ain't got no job and they ain't got nothing to take care of their kids, I am laughing. I'm clowning. I'm clowning. I'm going in. I'm doing names. I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm cashing in on dumb for now. I'm cashing in on dumb. I mean, this is only the right thing to do. But I know you're listening to me and you're saying, well, wait a minute, Chris. Wait a minute, you mighty black heathen. You son of a dummy. If they raising minimum wage, isn't that a good thing? On the contrary, oh mighty dummy. On the contrary. You see, here's what your beloved Democrats want to do. And I call this hitting you off with a oofy. Now, a oofy is something that I came up with. A oofy. A oofy is when somebody go oops, but they can you. It's kind of like a oops. It's like oops, right when they put it in your anal hole. Right when they go up in your bun hole is when they go oops. A oofy. Okay, a oops. Okay, that's what it's called. I need y'all to follow me. Now, they're going to raise minimum wage, and what's that going to do? It's going to create a black hole in the economy. That's what it's going to do. But there's individuals that will even regurgitate one sentence of this being good. Please do not get it. Do I dare say? Do I dare say the people that's going to argue this about this with you more than anything is going to be a woman? Okay, let me say that it's going to be a woman. All right. So what I'm telling you here today on the 2nd of I'm sorry, this is the 3rd of February. This is going to create a black hole in the economy. A black hole. Now, what if I told you that the Democrats are just as they were back in the 1800s, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, in the 70s? What if I tell you they was the same? You would say, no, they're not. They support Black Lives Matter. Donald Trump was racist. And then I said, okay, here's what's going to happen. You heard it here first. Here's what's going to happen. They're gonna, because they want open borders. Would you agree with that? Would you agree with that? They want open borders, right? Okay. So what do you think? Because they already want to give illegals $2,000 a month. I mean, $2,000. They wanted to give them that right off the bat, and only want to give the U.S. citizen eight. This is your Democrats, but that don't mean nothing. Donald Trump was racist. People, I'm gonna tell you something. You will never hear. I am gonna milk the out of black saying Donald Trump was racist. I am gonna milk that like a big giant nipple. I'm gonna milk the hell out of that. Oh yeah, I'm going under people's Facebook. I'm going under people better unfriend me. I'm going up under your Facebook comments. Oh, it's really hard out there. Well, it was easy. Well, what would you think would be the remedy to this if we had jobs? Well, a white man did that for you, but you deemed him a racist. I'm getting off topic. So we all will agree that the Democrats want open borders. They want illegals to be able to come and go as they please, and just let them be citizens and do what they want. So what do you think is going to happen when the illegals come in here and say $15 an hour? I'll do it for $5. I'll do it for $5. Your president, our president, I can't deny he's my president too. Our president now. Somebody showed me a video of Kamala Harris saying to her president, "You, all you want to do is give this country to the Chinese." Donald Trump said the same thing, but all black people said was Donald Trump was racist. So here's what's going to happen, Shaquita. Getting a booty out nigga is about to go out of style. Yeah, niggas with no swag. Excuse me. You're gonna start wanting a nigga with some swag. Yeah, that's one thing. Cause I called it when the pandemic hit. I said, oh, stock in good black men are about to go up. It's about to go up. Don't get me started on that. Let me read some of these two things before I bounce off this thing. Deshaun said by increasing the minimum wage, by increasing the minimum wage, um, by increasing the minimum wages will increase the cost of living / products and services. Mm-hmm. That's right. He also said, and them same folks can't show or prove how Trump is racist. No, they can't do that. Nah, nah. All you got to do is say racist, and a black person don't see no other faults with they don't see nothing grand about that individual. All you have to do is say racist. But what the Democrats is going to do is what the Democrats do. And what the Democrats are going to do is they're going to they're going to say illegals, you can come in here. They're going to give them driver's license. They're going to give them everything. This is what they're doing now. In states where there are Democrat governors, this is what was already started. They're setting the stage to choke the out of black people. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And the shameful thing about it is when you go on Instagram, you even see white people saying this. But then you go on Facebook and you'll see a posting that a black person will post. And then you can read the onslaught of, yeah, and that's right, and garbage, mega garbage. I guess I just put too much confidence in black folks. I don't know, but it's gone down. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. I definitely appreciate them. Appreciate them. Z7, he chimed in. He said, The news gotta say someone is racist and they follow it. Very well said, Z. Z also said we got dumb demo governors and mayors and are now a president. Deshaun, he chimed in. He said, our folks need to change the mentality and adapt to the upcoming changes society will experience. No, they're going to sit down and they're going to cry and they're going to say, well, what about? And they're not going to see back in the 40s and 50s, we did this and was strong. Both black men and women, we stood together and said, what you do to him, you do to me too. We're strong. It ain't like that now. Now, all I hear now is how I'm gonna feed my kids. What about my baby? Nothing that is gurgitated from individuals' mouths is based on family structure. I hear that with men. I don't hear that with women. I don't ever. I don't hear that. I don't. Here's the one thing I hear with women. Cause I got a black son. I hear that all the time, and I damn near throw up when I see that garbage. Um, but uh, if um, uh, let me do this, just in case individuals forgot.
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth.
When you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party comes to mind? The Republicans or the Democrats? Most people would probably say the Democrats, but this answer is incorrect. Since its founding in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every major civil rights initiative and has a long history of discrimination. The Democratic Party defended slavery, started the Civil War, opposed Reconstruction, founded the Ku Klux Klan, imposed segregation, perpetrated lynchings, and fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and 1960s. In contrast, The Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an anti-slavery party. Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely. This effort, however, was dealt a major blow by the Supreme Court in the 1857 case Dred Scott versus Sandford. The court ruled that slaves aren't citizens, they're property. The seven justices who voted in favor of slavery, all Democrats, the two justices who dissented, both Republicans. The slavery question was, of course, ultimately resolved by a bloody civil war. The commander in chief during that war was the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, the man who freed the slaves. 6 days after the Confederate Army surrendered, John Wilkes Booth, a Democrat, assassinated President Lincoln. Lincoln's vice president, a Democrat named Andrew Johnson, assumed the presidency. But Johnson adamantly opposed Lincoln's plan to integrate the newly freed slaves into the South's economic and social order. Johnson and the Democratic Party were unified in their opposition to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which gave blacks citizenship, and the 15th Amendment, which gave blacks the vote. All three passed only because of universal Republican support. During the era of Reconstruction, federal troops stationed in the South helped secure rights for the newly freed slaves. Hundreds of black men were elected to Southern state legislatures as Republicans, and 22 black Republicans served in the U.S. Congress by 1900. The Democrats did not elect a black man to Congress until 1935. But after Reconstruction ended, when the federal troops went home, Democrats roared back into power in the South. They quickly reestablished white supremacy across the region with measures like black codes, laws that restricted the ability of blacks to own property and run businesses, and they imposed poll taxes and literacy tests used to subvert black citizens' right to vote. And how was all of this enforced? By terror, much of it instigated by the Ku Klux Klan, founded by a Democrat, Nathan Bedford Forrest. As historian Eric Foner, himself a Democrat, notes, in effect, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democratic Party. President Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, shared many views with the Klan. He resegregated many federal agencies and even screened the first movie ever played at the White House, the racist film The Birth of a Nation, originally entitled The Klansman. A few decades later, the only serious congressional opposition to the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964 came from Democrats. 80% of Republicans in Congress supported the bill, less than 70% of Democrats did. Democratic senators filibustered the bill for 75 days until Republicans mustered the few extra votes needed to break the logjam. And when all of their efforts to enslave blacks, keep them enslaved, and then keep them from voting had failed, the Democrats came up with a new strategy. If black people are going to vote, they might as well vote for Democrats. As President Lyndon Johnson was purported to have said about the Civil Rights Act, I'll have them voting Democrat for 200 years. So now, the Democratic Party prospers on the votes of the very people it has spent much of its history oppressing. Democrats falsely claim that the Republican Party is the villain, when in reality, it's the failed policies of the Democratic Party that have kept blacks down. Massive government welfare has decimated the black family. Opposition to school choice has kept them trapped in failing schools. Politically correct policing has left black neighborhoods defenseless against violent crime. So when you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party should come to mind? I'm Carol Swain, professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University for Prager University.
You know, when I listen to that, like I tell you guys, when I listen to that, I always hear a different perspective. I can listen to that I can listen to that 100 times, and 100 times I listen to it, I'll come up with a different perspective. I'm gonna tell you the perspective that came to my head. Came to my head when I listened to it that time. When I listened to her say, welfare has decimated the black family. Then she also said poor school choices and corrupt policing. And the thing that I was trying to pick, which ones are the things that they're helping us? The corrupt school is not helping us. The policing is not helping us. The welfare is helping us, but they only give it to women. Yeah, they give welfare to men too, but you know what I'm talking about. It is it is amazing how individuals defend this garbage. It is it's so amazing, and so it's so amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing how you can look. You can have something right there in front of you, and they don't see it. So let's applaud that fine black woman right there. Let's applaud that fine black woman that spoke those words and and uh and threw it out there and said, just get it right, niggas. Let us applaud that woman. You ain't gonna hear too many women of color gurgitating it like that. No, you're gonna hear, but you gotta understand, and I don't know about that now. Let us applaud that very well educated black woman. Let us applaud her. Let us applaud her. Um, yeah, I'm clowning. What can you say? This is actually another extended year. But um, once again, you don't understand. Why don't you educate yourself? People, it's okay to say I don't know. It really is. It's okay to say I don't know. You know, it's okay. It really is. You know, it really is. It's okay to say, hey, I just don't know. But instead of saying I don't know, you talk. And it is that talk where you actually expose ignorance. Ignorance is just exposed. And um, I learned, I learned, I learned a lot at the end of last year and this year. I'll tell you, I've learned so much that it's like lost is putting it lightly. Like to say individuals are lost. No, no, they're not lost. Lost is when you're at least walking around looking and searching for direction. No, individuals know exactly where they're heading. They're hit. They're heading to Bunholeville. They're heading to Bunholeville. Yeah, they can themselves. That's where they're heading. They're not lost. Lost is just not understanding a direction. These individuals are going full steam ahead to their own demise. These are facts at 100%. These are facts. You can't say they're not. You can't. You can't. Very well said. Shay Money said, black folks are done. We are 200 years behind. You can't tell that to a lot of people, brother. You can't. Um, Deshaun said, according to some black folks, we are still in a slavery. So if that's the case, we're like over 400 years behind. Yeah, yeah. That 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 is that is also true. True. That is true as well. The black community got too many classes of people. Every other community got three, possibly four. The black community got 100 classes of people. It is amazing. Um, um, doesn't have to take many years to catch up. It's a change of the mindset to act now. Very well said. Um, Carol Swain is a wise lady. I'm subscribed to her channel. My man, as am I. Very wise, very wise. So people, I'm gonna bounce off this thing here, man, and you know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that. Let me say this, man. Um, I pray to my Father. I don't pray to God. They say pray to your Creator. I am a product of my Father's balls. Yeah, I know I need help. I mean, what are you gonna do? um, but I pray to my Father, man. I don't sit there and pray like God is great. God, I sit down there and I pray, man, and I have long talks with my dad, and I truly wonder what would my life had been like had I had another leader as opposed to him. I'm just glad that I was born in the times where, uh, I'm just glad I was born in the times where there was no I'm strong and this and that. It was black women still with their men as one unit. I'm just glad I was a product of that era because I can't get with this thing that's going around now. I just can't. You can listen to individuals. They claim they think they doing something strong, and it's nothing but you flavored bullshit. That's what it gets down to. So, hey, listen, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 6 o'clock. Have a good one.